What's going on, guys? So today we're looking at a Civivi model. This one is the Altus. There's a little button lock, which I've been quite enjoying. I do like button lock knives. They're just kind of simple. Definitely have the fidget factor to them. You know, flick them open, hit the button. You can just depress the button and flick them open that way, flick them shut. This one's running on a ball bearing system, so it's nice and smooth, which is nice. Let me show you real quick the box here. All right, there's the model number. All right. I've been a fan of Civivi overall. They are basically the affordable Wii knives. Of course, I do like Wii knives quite a bit for a different reason, just because they're a little bit, you know, just upper echelon of knives. You know, they're the ones with the better steels. You know, a little bit better fit and finish. Although I can't really complain about the fit and finish on any Civivi that I've had. Haven't had any personal issues at all. They're just the more premium versions, but they definitely carry that price tag to represent it. So, there's some paperwork here, sticker, little cloth. At a loss for words. I do like these cases just because they're super plush. All right, so if you do want to throw your knives in there, you know, they're definitely not going to get messed up or scratched up. It's just kind of nice, and across the board, I've been really happy with you know, these different brands throwing in these extras. You know, for years and years and years, you know, Chinese knives came in the most cheapest cardboard boxes, super thin cardboard. They got banged around. They came, you know, with scratches and dents and dings and marks on them. Not anymore. In fact, I think the Chinese market, or the Taiwanese market as well, has kind of surpassed some of the American companies in just accessories. It's just one of those things. It doesn't matter if you're, you know, paying 73 bucks for something like this, or you're paying 40 bucks, or you're paying $100. They're coming with cases and cloths and all kinds of stuff like that. And I don't know. It's just nice. Obviously, if you're an American company, adding something like a case will definitely add cost. Adding a little cloth in there, those little things are more expensive here. It's just how it is. You know, we have a lot more overhead. We pay our employees a lot of money. Although in certain places you can certainly afford to pay them more, but it's a squeeze here. Everything is expensive, therefore you have to pass that cost on to the customer. And a couple of you know, American companies just decided that they're not going to do that because, you know, you have a knife that's maybe $70, and then you throw in a case, you throw in a sticker, you throw in a cloth. Now you're looking at the same knife for $85, $90, you know, and they just decided not to do it. So I get it, but I'm just pointing out the fact that these things are nice, but there's a reason that you get them. It's a lot cheaper to do it in China. That's all. Anyway, getting back to the blade here. Sorry, I had a little knife politics, I guess, rant. So anyway, we have a pretty plain Jane version of this Altus. As I mentioned, it is $73 on average, anywhere from like 70 to 75. Again, just depends on what dealer you're getting it from. It is a simple button lock. This one has a black G10, a satin blade. We have 3 inches of Nitro V, all right, flat ground, drop point blade. I've talked about Nitro V a little bit in the past. It is great for hard use. That's one of its biggest advantages. It is a very durable steel. Nice and sharp. I mean, I've never had an issue at all. You can see that blade edge glistening as I've stropped it up a few times, so it's slightly more polished than it was from factory. Yeah, I have never had an issue at all with any Civivi being dull or having any issues with the edge out of the box. They're all pretty darn sharp. Overall length here is 7.1 inches, all right, and this weighs 3.1 ounces, all right. I think I mentioned before, but this does have a bearing system in it, so it is super smooth. You can, of course, open this with the double thumb studs, all right, so it's ambidextrous. You can open it right-handed or left-handed. I'm not left-handed. You guys can let me know in the comment section, but if you were to open this left-handed, I suppose it's not all that hard to just hit the button on your other hand. I haven't, you know, used a button lock in the left hand in a long time. And this is literally the first time I'm trying this. I'm just trying it on camera here, but it seems like it's not that bad to handle, all right? Unlike some other locking mechanisms, like liner locks tend to be hard, I would assume, for lefties. Although, you know, a lot of lefties just kind of get used to it. If you're a knife person and you're a lefty, you just deal with it. There's, you know, most knives out there are for righties, but there are obviously ambidextrous lock systems like a lock back or, you know, something like the Axis lock. But yeah, it's not a big deal. And that's basically the point that I'm getting at here is that you just kind of overcome, and maybe you just don't even realize that how it's supposed to feel. I mean, if you're lefty and you have a button lock, try it in your right hand. Have you done that? I don't really know. But again, for the first time, me trying this particular knife in my left hand, it's not all that bad. It definitely is more awkward because I'm not a lefty. But I could flick it open, I can shut it. It's just I'm pushing on the back instead of the front. That's all. Instead of my thumb, I'm using my pointer finger. All right, so I would imagine that if this was a lefty-specific button lock, ooh, I wonder if those even exist. I really don't think I've ever seen that before. You guys let me know down in the comment section. Is that a thing? A lefty button lock? I don't know. Or a lefty auto, like a specifically lefty auto? Don't know. But I can imagine if I just pointed with my pointer finger on it, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. So anyway, it is fidget friendly. As you can see, definitely doing this a lot since I've owned it. I remember there was one particular time where I was waiting in the car, happened to have this on me, and I was literally just flicking it open and shut just for fun, because that's what we do with our knives, you know what I mean? As far as carry, very simple skeletonized pocket clip on here. It is deep conceal carry. It does actually carry deep concealed. Although like some of these deep conceal designs, not specifically Civivi, just across the board, they'll be like deep concealed, but there's always like different variants of how much that's actually carrying. This one does carry all the way in the pocket. You basically just see the top of it if you're looking down on an angle. Pretty smooth scales on here. As I mentioned, it is G10, but it's not heavily textured. All right, so that pocket clip does run on a very smooth texture there, which makes it very easy to get in and out of the pocket. Just very clean design. You can see it is a flow-through design, 2 standoffs on the back. All right, it's simple. It's simple. It's definitely affordable. I do like Civivi's presentation pivot. Okay, so they have the C for their logo on there. It's just a simple knife. It's you know, it's nothing special. It's not like you're gonna get this and be completely wowed. I mean, if it's your first button lock, you might really like that or enjoy that. There's a little jipping on the back here, which is actually very purposeful. It is ergonomic. I do feel the deep conceal clip. That's about the only thing I can tell you. I haven't gotten a hot spot, although I didn't get a lot of heavy use on this one. It could certainly take it. There's no blade play whatsoever on this knife. But yeah, I mean, as far as ergos, we have just a finger troll here, a little bit of a flare up towards the bottom. It's not an issue where my fingers land. Like some people, I don't know, if you're really using it hard, your pinky might rub on that a little bit. Haven't had an issue just because of the way I hold it with my thumb up here. You can see the pinky is actually on this shelf. It's not in here. So it really depends on the size of your hand. If you have a smaller hand, it might land there. If you have somewhere in between a smaller hand and my hand, it might land right on that point. And maybe that's a little uncomfortable for you. Of course, if that's an issue for you on this particular knife, you can let me know down in the comment section. But yeah, you can see my pinky lands on the shelf. All right, so it is quite comfortable. But again, I do feel that pocket clip just a little bit. Hasn't been an issue. By the way, the pocket clip is swappable. All right, you can see on the other side here, there's a tapped screw hole right there. All right, so you can swap this to left side carry. It is a right side tip up, as is most knives these days. People just understand that we like our tip up knives. So the industry, it follows. You know, there's very few tip down style knives right out of the factory anyway, in comparison to tip up. So you guys have spoken over the years. You said you like them tip up, and that's what people are doing. I do have an old video kind of explaining the difference between tip up and tip down. If you want to search for it, you can certainly find that. But yeah, I mean, like I said, that's pretty much it. It's pretty straightforward. Just a different Civivi model. Happens to be a button lock, but it does lock up nice. Did stay sharp, you know, for the usage that I got out of it, outside of just, you know, stropping it. That's a way for me to maintain my blades. But it never got dull enough where I needed to actually sharpen it all for my use. You can see, if I zoom up, I'm going to have to really zoom, but I'll do it anyway. You can see the skeletonized liners in there to reduce weight. All right, that is nice. But overall, it's a pretty straightforward design. You know, I can't imagine, you know, these are very complicated to make. It's just about having that good fit and finish, having good quality, and offering a knife at a reasonable price. I think, you know, 70 bucks is certainly reasonable for what you're getting. So if that's a design you like, there you go. That's something you might want to look into. So the Civivi Altus. I have to say I am a fan. Like I said, it's nothing particularly special. It's not like, oh my God, this is the best knife ever. It's just a good working knife, as is pretty much all the Civivis that I've had before. Some are cooler than others. Some are more, you know, noticeably different designs. This is just, it's plain Jane, but it works, you know? So if you're looking for a new knife, you haven't tried a Civivi yet, this might be one you want to try out. It is definitely on the medium to smaller size in comparison to obviously a lot of other models out there, but it works. It just works really well. It's very good utility. It's nice and smooth, and I'm a fan. I like it. I'd recommend it. Again, if someone wants to get into Civivi, there's a bunch of different models, and you will definitely see some more from me in the future. There's one particular model that's coming up that's actually even cheaper than this. I believe it's a liner lock, but that one I really just love because of the ergonomics. So there you go, guys. That's about it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. That is the Civivi Altus. If you happen to have this knife, let everyone know down in the comment section what you think of yours. And I appreciate your time. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you tomorrow with a brand new video. Take care.